Welcome to another SDE unboxing video. I'm your host Paul Sinclair, and today we're going to look at Prince Sign of the Times. This is the 8CD plus DVD Super Deluxe Edition. Now, Prince's 1987 album has never been remastered since its original release, so that's one thing to bear in mind. It's the first time it's properly been remastered. And there's a number of formats with this new reissue. Starting at the lowest, there's the 2CD, there's a 3CD, there's an 8CD plus DVD, which is what I'm holding in my hands. And in terms of the vinyl, there's a 2 LP set with initial colours on peach coloured vinyl. It then reverts to black after the initial pressing. A 4 LP black vinyl set and an 8 LP plus DVD Super Deluxe Edition. So we're not looking at everything today. We're going to look at the 8 CD box set, we're going to look at the 2 LP peach vinyl and just have a general chat about the album. Now, this is a 12-inch by 12-inch large format CD box. It's got an outer slipcase and a book which slides out, so you can see there that spot varnishing is prevalent on the back of the book. That looks pretty groovy, and it's actually also on the front of the box set. I'll show you in a second. Let's slide this off and also reveal this alternate cover image by Jeff Katz. This is a really interesting alternate take on the cover. I mean, I must admit I prefer the actual cover to this, which was apparently a kind of last minute selection as Prince walked out of shot. This is an alternate reading of it. It's very interesting reading about this cover. It was all done in shot, on film, no digital trickery. I mean, it was 1987, of course, but so there's a limit to how much digital trickery they could do. But everything you see in this shot was there at the time. It was how it was all laid out. But yeah, what I wanted to show you was there's some very subtle spot varnishing here on the cover. Prince Sign of the Times. You can see that quite well there. The same is true of the vinyl as well. We'll look at the 2 LP in a second. So it's on the front, overprinted on the cover. It's on the back as well, actually. Look, you can see the peace symbol there, so that's very cool. Nice job. Now, this is effectively a big, thick hardcover book. The inside, and again, there's that. It looks so clean and clear when you've got the light shining on it, but it's relatively hard to see when there's no light. Another shot from Jeff Katz again highlights the sort of blue nature of the drum kit there, which doesn't really come out in the actual photo. It's yellow, so that's why it doesn't come out. What else can I show you? Small spot varnishing on the spine there, you can see. So it's spot varnish central, but they've done a really good job. And this book really just takes you through the album. So if I lay this down, this is the contents page, it just breaks it down. Forward by Lenny Kravitz, and then various features. There's quite a lot of text in here, which is what you want. There's nothing worse than a book in a box set, which is just a load of old dodgy pictures. So the photos that are in here are far from dodgy, and you know, there's a lot of annotation going on. Various setups from the cover there. I mean, when you see this, it just makes you think, why didn't Prince want to do this in his lifetime, you know, celebrate such a great album. And there's so much in the archive in terms of photography and, of course, audio. So then Susan Rogers, Prince's engineer, she goes into some detail here. Whole section on lyrics, but they're not printed lyrics. These are actual scans of original notebooks and jottings. And then, of course, this section actually is quite important because there's so much extra audio in the Super Deluxe. It kind of takes you through everything in terms of what's on there, why it's on there, what everything is. This is all the vault stuff. So I obviously spoke to Michael Howe, Prince's archivist, in some detail about some of these tracks, but this is a lot of information about all the vault tracks that are on here. And of course there's the live audio and the DVD. If you're wondering how the discs are actually located in the book, well, that's the DVD which they put here, front and centre. And then they're the 8 discs which represent the audio. So it's 2 discs for the album itself, because it's a double album of course. An extra CD of single edits, 12 inches, etc. 3 discs of vault material. And then 2 discs at the end which are the live at Utrecht performance. If you want to see what the backing sheet looks like, this is the backing sheet. It's not glued to the back, it just sits in place, but it's got the full track listing for you there for easy reference. The DVD is region free, NTSC, as you'd expect. And this book just slots back into the outer slipcase there. If you were lucky enough to get hold of this originally, the Sign of the Times movie, Super Deluxe, which came out of Germany. If you're lucky enough to have this, it makes up, especially the large format version, because they did a smaller, more compact version later, but it makes a wonderful companion to this CD box set and sits quite nicely side by side on the shelf. Let's have a look at the 2LP Peach vinyl. They do make a point of saying how it's been remastered for the first time. A few years ago, when Prince passed away, they did, Warner's did put out some reissues, but they were just exact replicas of the original pressings. So this is the one that Warner put out originally, and I think it must have been late 2016, 27, maybe early 2017, I can't remember exactly. So that's what that sticker looked like there. Of course, it wasn't remastered. They didn't put a sticker saying it hasn't been remastered. But they do make a point of saying this has been remastered. And of course this has got the Paisley Park logo at the bottom. Now we have the Prince Estate logo. Other than that, there's not actually that much difference between these two in terms of the packaging. I'll show you what I mean by that. Sign of the Times was never a gatefold. It never really should be a gatefold. I think it would be quite weird to make it a gatefold. So I'm glad Warners have stuck with the wide spined sleeve, and they've supplied the 2 artwork inner sleeves separately with nothing in them, but this replicates the original, of course. It's on slightly thinner, shinier paper than the previous reissue. And then the 2 vinyl records come in polyline sleeves, which is what you want. I mean, these are 180 gram pressings. I noticed quite a few people ordered this double vinyl with the 8CD box set. They saw that as a sort of perfect combination. Have a really nice remastered vinyl copy of the album, but then have the CD box for all the vault material and all the extra material. All the vinyl, including the big box set, comes with download codes, and they haven't just printed it on a blank bit of paper. You've got the photograph of the cover, and there's the download code there. Just for reference, the reissue from 2016, it had the same thing. It had the 2 inner sleeves, but they were on slightly kind of thinner or thicker, scratchier stock. But most annoyingly, the inner sleeves weren't polylined. They were these cheap ones, so definitely a bit of an upgrade. And just out of sheer interest, since we're here, here's an original copy of the vinyl pressing. The original inner sleeves have been replicated. The one thing you notice about this vinyl is it's very, very thin. It was the 80s. So it feels like it's like 120 gram or something like that. It's very thin. So I hope that's been an interesting look at the Prince, primarily the 8CD Sign of the Times Super Deluxe Edition. This is out today, 25th of September 2020. So this has been Paul from Super Deluxe Edition taking a look at the Prince 8CD plus DVD Super Deluxe Edition of Sign of the Times. Hope you've enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the SDE YouTube channel for more great unboxing videos of physical music releases.